Keep your eyes open!
Marth is the most underrated, most misunderstood character in Smash Ultimate. Sure, we can argue that there's another character in the roster with more potential. But the unique case of Marth is, he has a counterpart that has caused this misconception. We've heard it before. Why main Marth when you can just main Lucina? Got any advice for my Marth? Yeah, just main Lucina, he says after losing 2-0 to your Marth. True story. After years of people asking me for this, I'm finally getting out of my lazy butt to do it for you guys. So here it is. The beginner's guide on how to play Marth. So, there's a lot to cover, so sit back and enjoy. A basic definition for Marth is that he's a swordsman that prefers to keep people at tipper range because the tipper does the most knockback and damage, which will net you kills at later percents. While his sour spots are mainly used to land early percent combos and start kill confirms. But it goes so much more deeper than that. Marth is like an empty canvas. It is up to you to create art with this character. There's many layers to a painting the same way there's many layers to Marth. Every good Roy can jab back air. Every Richter can ledge trap with holy water into F smash. Every Falco can up tilt into imagination. Not every Marth can be as consistent with Dancing Blade as Kill a Kill. Not every Marth can be creative or technical like La Luna or Skyline16. The same way how every Marth main can't be as patient and utilize spacing the way I can. And finally, the same way how no other Marth main can play the way you play. Marth is your canvas. You make the character, not the other way around. For instance, my playstyle focuses on a much more neutral, patient, defensive playstyle, using the stage and platforms around me to assist me in landing hits, combos, and tippers.
It's like how, you know, like when Bronx Boy's like, I don't need Pokemon Stadium for wall jumps, but then he
I'm always waiting for the right moment to strike, microspacing constantly to adjust my tipper range to safely pressure shield so I won't get punished.
Oh, Karma trying to get the download on him right now. He's like, listen.
Yo. He's just down to them.
Winning neutral exchanges to get the upper hand on my opponent.
That comes down, I suppose? I suppose. Oh my lord, walk him over, bro.
He's trying.
Staying grounded and walking more to have better control over my spacing. I keep it safe. I play the long game.
Like, right now, both of them are just like playing uber patiently. Like, nobody wants to commit to anything too aggressive. X is like trying to bait him out at center stage, waiting for the overextension, but nobody really is.
While my weaker side is combos. The high risk, high reward of landing a sour spot close to my opponent isn't something I'm foreign to. Do I use my sour spots to combo and risk getting shielded to get punished? From time to time, I do take the risk. But I prefer to use my tech situations to set up combos when my opponent is more vulnerable and isn't able to shield. But unlike the aggression style counterpart, my advantage in combo state isn't as good as it can be and will always need a bit more refining. Players like myself, Clear Paramount, Traystigo, and Big Mike would fall under this category. But each Marth is different and we favor different options in terms of defensive options and movement options. The aggression style, made popular by players like MKLeo and most recently Kill a Kill, La Luna, and Igneous. These players prefer to be in your face, using their sour spots to set up combos, kill confirms, and to rack up damage. They dash more than they walk to continue the pressure more than a defensive style Marth. Their tippers don't always come from properly spacing an aerial or a tilt. Instead, it comes when their sour spot puts an opponent in a position where an aggressive Marth can end their combo with a tipper hitbox for max damage and max knockback. This isn't saying that an aggressive Marth doesn't space their aerials or tilts, because at the end of the day, a good Marth will space regardless of their style. Just like how I'm not saying a defensive Marth doesn't combo, because again, a good Marth will still combo, but each style leans in a different attribute. A aggressive Marth's weakness is that they probably have a worse neutral and they will eat more damage and possibly lose stocks quicker due to their high risk, high reward nature. But their reward is much greater when their game plan is working. While a defensive Marth's biggest weakness can be said that they are too safe and won't go for early kill confirms, which can cause them to miss a lot of opportunities to get a kill.
It's a really reliable move, and it's got kill power on too, so why not try it? I feel like he could have dolphined right there and it would have killed too.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Oi,
it's
what's
risky.
that?
which can then lead to them getting killed first after all the hard work they did winning neutral.
He's dead, yeah.
He didn't have his.
To further drive the point home how different two Marths can be, I will be showing a clip of myself and a clip of Killer Kill, where we both dominate our opponent, but in two very different fashions due to our playstyle. For copyright reasons, I will not be having audio on them. And then there's the in-between Marths, such as Skyline16 and Apsy. Marths that take things from both sides, such as the combo game of an aggressive Marth or the neutral of a defensive Marth, but never quite reach the level of proficiency in both attributes, but will have a better combo game than a defensive style Marth and a better neutral than an aggro Marth. Instead, what these type of players excel at is creativity. Whether the Marth puts a lot more time into conditioning players to shield to consistently get multiple shield breaks in a set, or they find tech that will catch opponents off guard, such as IDJ. These type of Marths can also be called specialist Marths. These are the three styles I wanted to point out because with these three styles, it can start to branch out. Maybe there's a defensive Marth that has the aggression of an aggro Marth like Big Mike. Maybe there's an aggro Marth who has better neutral than the average aggro Marth like Shineburst. Each Marth plays different, and that's the beauty of the character. No Marth plays alike, so don't force yourself to play like someone when you can just play like yourself and make the character your own. Due to this, maybe my definition of each playstyle may not fit your definition of said playstyle because of the layers that Marth has. This can affect how you view the character and play the game. I just want to be clear, this doesn't mean that you don't take certain aspects of players that you enjoy watching and incorporate it to your playstyle. You can definitely still do that. I know that I've taken a lot from other Marth mains that I've played and have beaten me and used it to my advantage when I played other players. It's always good to take certain stuff from players that you like and that are better than you. Now that I've gone over these different styles, you're probably asking yourself, how do I find out which one am I? The best way I can give you an answer is by not giving you a straightforward answer. So what I'm going to do for you is, I'll be talking about Marth's moveset and doing my best to break down certain moves. I will be talking about his sour spots and his tippers and what are their pros and cons. And by the end of the video, I would like for you to take this knowledge and apply it to your Marth. Little by little, you will learn exactly how you want this character to be played. But the basis and the foundation for every Marth main would be at first to learn how to space with Marth using his tippers, which will teach you how to be safe, play neutral, and use your movement to create openings. And also learn how to use his sour spots to combo and what else they can be used for, which will help your advantage state, your combo game, and creativity and how to flow in the advantage state. Before I go over Marth's moves, the kill percent for tippers of each move will be in a document that @ClearParamount at Twitter labbed out extensively, showing you kill percents from different parts of the stage, whether it's ledge hang, whether it's normal getup. Whatever you guys can think of, Clear Paramount has it. Give them a follow and tell them thank you for labbing out so much. It's a lot of work, and I think it'll be a disservice if I was just to say it in the video, because there's much more important things to talk about like how to use these moves. Aerials. Let's talk about his aerials. Marth received a lot of hype when his aerials were buffed in the 8.0 patch. They were arguably his least consistent moveset, and when word got around that he got buffed, a lot of people were quick to hype it up. But as quick as the hype came, it left just as quick when people realized you still had a space with Marth. These aerials were up air, fair, and bear. So let's talk about up air first. Up air! Disclaimer! Just because the tipper buffs made fair, bear, and up air easier to tipper, that doesn't mean you don't need a space. You still need a space regardless. That being said, you kind of don't need a really space tipper up air. I'm joking, to an extent. Up air is Marth's most versatile area when it comes to combos. Using the sour spot can lead to all sorts of combos at early percents and kill confirms at later percents. Basically, if the percent is just right, it can literally lead to any of Marth's aerials, or tilts, and even specials. Early percent up air combos can lead to up air juggles. For a small percent window, up air F smash can be landed, but the window to land and kill is very small. While the kill confirms that are more common at later percents are up air tipper back air.
Let's go. Yeah.
And hell, if you're as crazy as Kill a Kel, you may even be able to land up air dancing blade. While you may not be wanting to land a sour spot when sharking an opponent above you due to its low knockback, you definitely want to make sure you want to land this for early conversions at early percents.
Up air.
Pre-patch, this move was fairly easy to tipper, as seen by MKLeo masterly showing its potential. But thanks to the 8.00 buff, it is now even easier to land and a lot more flexible. At first glance, it doesn't seem super special, killing middleweights around 145 to 150% ground level. But the tipper being so easy to land makes this a big threat when sharking players above.
Remember that this is 2-1 right now, what the
Sharking players can kill as early as 100% depending on how high you are when you shark your opponent with tipper up air. A lesser, more overlooked area is its combo potential. While it doesn't come close in terms of percentage range compared to its sour spot variant, the damage and potential follow-ups more than make up for it.
You're right.
And a good combo. Look at that, you're 30 from
For the people who watch me play, they know I love rising short hop tipper up air. The safeness of this move is increased due to how easy it is to mix up your drift on opponent's shield, and how it's almost always tipper if your opponent gets hit by it. If you want to learn more about rising short hop tipper up air, make sure to watch the video when this guide is over. Now that we're done with up air, let's head to fair. Fair! Marth's Fair received the biggest downgrade in terms of kill power out of all his aerials. If we're talking about knockback alone, then yes, this move took a huge hit. But what it lacks in kill power, it makes up with its early to mid percent combo game. While the percent range for combos isn't as big as up air, you will still be able to rack up damage at early percents and put your opponents in a bad spot at mid percents due to the positioning Marth gets, which can lead to your opponent choosing a panic option that can lead Marth to getting more damage by extending the combo or by taking advantage of the situation.
These guys, microspacing is off the Jesus Christ.
I'm saying this is a necessity. I'm just saying this is what I was doing. Theorizing war crime.
8.00 treated this move kindly, also receiving a tipper buff by pushing its sour spot back so there's more breathing room for your tipper to land. Like I stated before, you won't be killing early with this move on stage, but because the buff made tipper fair more lenient to land, you will be getting easier tippers off stage without having to adjust your spacing too much, which can lead to an early death. Tipper fair also has early percent combos with a small percent window, but it can also put your opponents in a bad position at early to mid percents. While it's good on stage, it's even better off stage due to you being able to kill earlier, depending on how far you land that tipper fair off stage.
This game looked dumb slow. Like Samus makes this. Ooh, was really good.
Oh, Nair! Sour Spot Nair's combo potential at early percents is a lot better than Fair's in my opinion. It can lead to many options, but where it can really catch an opponent off guard, it's its early kill confirm, Nair into F smash. Landing this isn't as easy as Twitter portrays it to be. The window is tight, but once you get it down packed, you'll be able to land it more frequent than the average Marth. Once you get into high mid percents, Nair into sliding F-tilt is one of Marth's best strings.
Lucy put on the sus shades. Oh my god. Oh, but he's gonna need to
While
take
not always true, many players get comfortable and think they're just out of Marth's range, so they don't bother to get out of the way, which can lead to their death. Using Nair as a combo tool is great, but also mixing timing on shield is extremely underutilized. Due to how active Marth's Nair is by mixing your fall speed / fast fall speed, it can force players to guess when they should parry or drop shield, so use it wisely. Nair 1 combos are also another option to combo off. While I'm not personally good at landing it, I'll show some clips of other Marth mains using it so you have a general idea of how some of these combos look like. Tipper Nair is by far Marth's most strongest tipper aerial, being able to kill as early as 80% if you use it off stage. That's not all. Once you master it, it's also a great out of shield option that can shield poke bigger characters if your first hit damages shield enough. The high knockback can also make this a deadly tool to deal with if your opponent drops shield too early when they are at high percents. While it is a hard aerial to tipper at first, trust me, with enough practice, getting the tipper will become second nature whether you use it on the ledge or you use it off stage. This is a tool to learn and utilize to its fullest extent. Bear! The final move to be buffed in the 8.00 patch, and the one it benefits the most. How could an aerial that has the least combo potential and the least versatility have the most benefit? Because in my opinion, back air in the pre-patch days was the least reliable aerial to tipper. If you can't give me the most versatility in terms of your sour spot and tipper, at least tipper reliably, and that just wasn't the case with pre-patch back air. Now with the buff, it tippers so well. It's Marth's most straightforward move. The sour spots aren't the most combo heavy sour spot, and the tipper isn't the most versatile, but it will catch, jump, and kill a lot.
Every time, dude! Every time I jump, I get tippered! What the?
You don't start combos with Bear. You end combos with Bear. But the small combos you get with Bear can still be good and helpful. And if you get good enough, you can do big brain moves like this.
Extra freedom to sauce.
I'm really interested in seeing what
And believe it or not, if you have rage, Marth's sour spot Bear is going to kill at a decent percent. Not good, not great, but a decent percent. But the tipper kill power is where this move shines. There. Listen, every Marth knows what I'm about to talk about right now. The Dare Spike. Every Marth likes to land with tipper there. It feels super safe if your opponent is not quick enough to punish you. It's a great combo tool because it has Marth's most deadly combo, and that is the Dare to F Smash. If you land this Dare to tipper F Smash, you are going to be killing extremely early.
I'm going to full on here.
Where is my...
Alright, so now we know sour spots are obviously not meant to kill at early percents, but the flexibility they have due to the combo potential makes up for it. Specials! Alright, let's do speedrunning when it comes to a special. Counter is very much situational. It's going to help you out in certain instances, but it's not a super viable option, only when you have a read on your opponent. Up B is a great out of shield option, a very fast and good recovery tool, albeit a bit linear, that can be exploited by certain characters, such as Joker. Dancing Blade! I know you guys are probably hyped. Oh my god, he's finally getting into Dancing Blade. I know, it's not as inconsistent and as bad as people make it out to be. So I brought in fr0st, another Marth tuber, to come in and help me explain to you how to get the kill version of Dancing Blade, which is forward, 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 down packed. So yeah, take it away, fr0st.
Unlike most of Marth's kit, how you land the tipper for Dancing Blade is less determined by your initial spacing, and in more cases determined by the timing based on your initial spacing. If you're very close to your opponent when you hit DB1, you're going to want to delay each swing more, but if you're farther away, you're going to want to delay it less. You're essentially trying to get your opponent in that little Goldilocks zone where the forward tipper, or whichever ender you're trying to land, will reach. How I personally think about it over anything else is those first 3 initial swings are more so to base your timing to land that Goldilocks zone. Your first swing is mainly just so you understand how far you need to send your opponent, and the other 2 are mainly going to be where you're delaying the most. In Ultimate, there's just too many characters with too many variations in terms of fall speed, weight, the initial spacing, to really allow for one set tempo. But I would say the best way to practice and get used to it so that you can transfer it to all other characters is try with the characters that are mainly in the middle. So Marth, Mario, those kind of characters, and then move on to more extremes once you notice that you really don't quite get it. So for really light characters or really floaty characters, try Jigglypuff, Peach, you know, for fast followers, Fox, for heavyweights, DDD, K. Rool, any of them really will work just fine. And as you learn the timings and whatnot for Dancing Blade, it's going to naturally come easier too, because you're going to get more used to the knockback that 1 through 3 are going to have to get you to land that ender hit you're looking for. And if you're still having troubles, there is a full 50-minute behemoth of a video on my channel that goes over pretty well just about everything you need to know in terms of learning how to land Dancing Blade. Also, if you have any additional questions for me, Twitter DMs or Discord DMs should be open for pretty much anyone.
Oh, look at that. We were getting some cameos from different Marth tubers. So yeah, that's pretty good. And thank you, fr0st, for showing people the general idea of how to land Dancing Blade. So the other variations are a lot more straightforward. Downwards version is attack on damage. Upwards version is to put people at a disadvantageous state. Neutral B. One of Marth's most overlooked moves. I know what you're thinking, how can Shield Breaker be overlooked? The name specifies what it's meant for, and yes, but due to that, people just tend to only break shields and never really dig around and expand upon that.
Like showing up right now. Oh, shield break! And that's it, man. That's instant win. 3.
Exactly.
Bro, who's gonna kill him? He's going to die.
Most likely. Yep.
While it does break shields really well, and you can get an early stock and even make a comeback if you break shield, depending on the situation you see yourself in, it can be used to recover far off stage, kill early at the ledge, and even ledge trap. But let's bring in another cameo, my good friend and fellow Marth main Skyline16 to talk about ledge trapping with Marth's neutral B.
Hey everyone, Skyline here, and I just want to start off by thanking X for letting me be a part of this video. So let's jump into Shield Breaker and see how to use it for ledge trapping. Shield Breaker is Marth's longest reaching move and has a very generous tipper hitbox, allowing for lenient spacing. This means if positioned right, you can catch every ledge option in a similar way to Violet's forward smash, while staying clear of most, if not all, get up attacks. With a move like forward tilt or forward smash, it can be easy for you to mistime and whiff your punish. But with Shield Breaker, it gives you a large window to tipper the move, and even if you mistime it, this can still lead to an opponent's shield being damaged or completely broken if they block. Now let's get into Shield Breaker's kill power. Uncharged Shield Breaker only kills 1% later than forward tilt. However, just like forward tilt, this has to be tippered. It's also worth noting that holding charge even half a second drastically improves the kill power by about 12%. Now let's get into something a bit more interesting. If you want the most out of Shield Breaker, always try landing the upwards variant of it. Even though this doesn't affect knockback, it does do more damage when tippered. It also seems to have an even more generous tipper hitbox than the regular or downward Shield Breaker. Now lastly, we'll get into the drawbacks of Shield Breaker. To start off, if the opponent is able to get around it, this leaves Marth in a lot of end lag, making him susceptible to punishes. Counters are another way Marth gets punished using Shield Breaker. Because the move hits so hard, you may very well lose the stock early if someone with a strong counter parries it. That's pretty much the basics of ledge trapping with Shield Breaker. If you want to know more about this move, like for example using it to anti-ledge trap, check out my video about it on my channel after you finish watching this video. I go into other ways as to how Shield Breaker can be used. Thanks for your time, now back to X.
All these top-notch cameos. It's like, you guys think that Endgame is the biggest crossover? Nah, I think this Marth guide is the biggest crossover. Every YouTuber that has made a cameo, their Twitter and their YouTube channel will be in the description down below and in the comment section. So please take a look at their channels when this is all done. Tilts! Before I talk about Marth's tilt, we have to talk about microspacing because they go hand in hand. That doesn't mean you don't dash with Marth and you don't use aerials with Marth. You just have to be a lot more careful when it comes to using your aerials and dashing in, because if you don't use microspacing a lot more, then that's gonna lead you to not being able to kill when you really need it. So this goes hand in hand with his best tools, which are his tilts. Whether it's to land a tipper on your opponent or on their shield, or to readjust your positioning to land the tipper. Walking will benefit Marth more than it does Lucina. Marth/Lucina has the fastest walk for a reason, but because of the nature of Marth and needing to microspace to land tippers, it is much more important for Marth to do that. That being said, Marth's up tilt follows the same guidelines as his aerials. Sour spot setup strings and early to mid percent combos, and some more strict timing kill confirms when landing the back hit of his up tilt. While tipper up tilt is used to anti-air and kill at later percents. Jab. Jab, while being a far cry from Smash 4's counterpart, it can still lead to tech chases or to put opponents in a disadvantageous state, and if you're good at tech chasing, you can do things like this. Oh, what a conversion, and it didn't kill! And due to the angle that jab sends opponents, it can now jab lock. So I brought another good friend / Marth tuber, Traystigo, to explain a couple of things you can do with the jab lock in conjunction with down tilt.
Hey everyone,
My name is Traystigo, and I make informational videos on Marth from Smash Ultimate. Something I've recently started using more is a jab block setup after down tilt in place of the popular down smash. The reason I've started using it is that the timing is pretty easy to get down and it kills off the top, so there's less worry about your position on the stage. And it looks pretty stylish, so that automatically makes it good. It should start killing around the same time as down smash, and it might mess with your opponent's DI since it's a different angle. Give it a try and see if it's an option that works for you. I'd like to thank X for bringing me on. Definitely subscribe to him and subscribe to me if you want to see more things like this. I have a full video on this very technique waiting on my channel, Traystigo, right now. Go check it out.
Like I said before, all these YouTubers' social medias and YouTube accounts will be in the description down below and the comment section, so please give them a like and a follow and a subscribe button. Down tilt. As we just saw, down tilt can set up tech chases, and mixed with a jab block, it can lead to some pretty neat things. But let's talk about tipper down tilt really quick. It is a lot harder to tech compared to the sour spot, and it starts a lot more early, while also being a lot safer on shield. Sour spot down tilt is still relatively safe when spaced well enough.
Kind of like a Monster Hunter when you're playing Greatsword, you roll back a million times.
But the fact that it's a lot more flexible in terms of getting a string,
where someone is actually willing to camp him out and not fall into his game plan.
Setting up tech chases in later percents for a down tilt, down smash, or a jab block, it really shows the versatility of this one move. F tilt. I feel like when my child is born, I'm going to love my child. If I was to ever get a new puppy, I'd probably love my puppy too. But there's one thing that I know I'll never lose love for, and that's Marth's F-tilt. In my opinion, the early meta for me revolved around the F-tilt. After losing a Ditto against Skyline back in the spring of 2019, I noticed that he had used Marth's F-tilt in ways I never knew were possible. So instead of feeling bummed about losing, because honestly it was my first time losing the Ditto in Smash Ultimate, I took that knowledge and molded my playstyle around F-tilt, which led me to preach about the more grounded playstyle. Fast forward a couple years, and I have become more open-minded about how Marth should be played, and while I do use my aerials a lot more, my combo game is much better, my knowledge of the character has expanded, but one thing has always been clear: I love F-tilt. So let's talk about it. F-tilt is Marth's best grounded tool in my opinion. Sour spot F-tilt starts tech... Oh my god, that's a tongue twister. Sour spot F-tilt starts tech chases earlier than sour spot down tilt. The position it leaves opponents can lead to some deadly follow-ups. Of course, it's not meant to kill, but it can still push your opponent off stage that can possibly lead to a kill. While the F-tilt hits like a truck and it's super easy to tipper, and you can end combos with a bang. And if it doesn't end the combo, it can force players to be scared and go for a panic option, which you in turn can land another move. This move really changed the way I viewed Marth. I went from why play Marth when you can just play Lucina to doing a whole almost 30-minute guide talking about Marth, how things have changed. And it was thanks to this move, and I feel like this move alone changed the meta and kept Marth alive. I'm gonna be very honest with you, I kind of forgot to do the smash attacks, but the concept is simple. Land a damn tipper if you want to get early kills under 100%, whether it's F smash, down smash, or up smash. And if you don't want to kill under 100%, then you land the damn sour spots. So always space when you can. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm tired. I'm not good with endings, but if you made it this far, congratulations. Wait, hold on, I got you right now. Congratulations! You guys finished the beginner course. There's gonna be 2 more guides. There's a lot of things I didn't cover. Going more in depth on tippers, going more in depth on sours. I'm just giving you a general idea of how to use those certain moves, but there's other ways you can use them and fully utilize them, which I'll be going over in future guides. Not anytime soon, at least not for like a month or 2, maybe 3 or 4. This was like 25 hours, 30 hours of editing, and oh my goodness. If I was to fully cover everything, like how to use platforms to enhance Marth's moveset, how to use hurtbox shifting to your advantage, then this would take over like an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. I want to thank everybody in the community. I know a lot of people are probably shocked to see some of their footage that they posted on Twitter on here. Trust me, I appreciate you guys, and I put your @ on the footage, and I wanted to surprise you guys and show my appreciation to you. I feel like the only reason why Marth is still surviving the meta is because the community is so strong and hard-headed to not drop this character. So thank you for being stubborn. So I asked a couple people from the community to send me their thoughts about Marth and why they never dropped them and what they feel makes their playstyle unique. And if you don't see your voice note here, or if you didn't see your Twitter clip here, don't worry, there's going to be more guides and more questions that other members can answer and send it to me. But this is my special thanks to like the community that has quite literally changed my life, and you guys mean the world to me. You guys don't know how much you guys truly mean to me, because I know there's like half the community that really doesn't like me, and I know there's probably half the community that loves me and another half that hates me. At the end of the day, whether the hate is warranted or not, and whether the love is warranted or not, I do support both ends, because at the end of the day, you guys are carrying a character, and you guys are pushing a character that a lot of people don't want to give a chance anymore. And to start off, you guys have quite literally made my dream come true. I know I've said that a couple times in my stream, but my name is X. I'm your boy. My Marth is unique because I can space well, and I put my heart and soul every time I play this character. So everybody who has answered my question will be next. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
The question asked why I help the community. I help the community because we share the same interest. The same way that I looked up at other content creators to help me get into the game is the same reason I do content. To help others join this community that I so much enjoy. I've made great friends and met some amazing people within this community. So giving back something like entertainment that people enjoy is the least I can do. I just want to see Smash grow, so being part of its growth with my content is something I wanted to do for a long time. So that is why I choose to help the community.
Hi guys, I am Belite and I am one of Mexico's best Marths. So why have I stuck with Marth? I see Marth as a friend, as a brother, like someone you can count on, which has helped me stay with the character for a really long time. And also, I don't see Marth having a clear weakness, and his biggest strength being the tippers. You can kill as early as 30%, you can kill at 60%, you can kill at 90% with a tipper, which for me is so hype. I love killing that early with Marth. For me, Marth is so hype, so fun to play, that every time I use him is like the first time I used him. It just felt so right to use. My biggest difference as a Marth player from other Marth players is my ledge trapping. My ledge trapping is god tier, because I react a lot. If they do a normal get up, forward tilt. If they jump, backer. If they roll, dancing blade tipper. I react a lot, which has helped me kill super early in the ledge trapping phase. Also, I have studied the game in and out so much, which as a Marth player can really help you connect those tippers, kill with those tippers really early. So yeah, that are my two biggest strengths being a Marth player.
Hey guys, it's Atsy. X had a couple of questions he wanted me to answer, so let's get right into it. The first question is, why have I made Marth for so long? The answer is pretty simple. I love Fire Emblem, and out of all the Fire Emblem characters in Smash, Marth is the most gratifying and rewarding for me to play. I've made him through the end of Brawl, all the way, and so made him through the entirety of Smash 4 and Ultimate. And you know, you could ask, well, why haven't I made him through Ultimate? He's not as good, apparently. I do think he's quite good. I think he's very underrated. He has had the least amount of his kit discovered and, like, developed than any other Smash game, and I think that's really the crux of it. Marth is an incredibly good character with more nuance than he's ever had before, and he has a lot of room to grow in this game. Now, the other question was, what sets my Marth apart from others? Well, there's a very easy answer I can give to this, but you know, I won't rely on that. I think my Marth has like a lot of unorthodox aggression in it. I have a lot of ways in which I can just kind of like bury the opponent in pressure and aggression. And you know, I'm not all aggression. I do have a little bit of patience, but you know, it's really unorthodox to the way I mix up my timing and aggression. And obviously, I break them shields.
Yo, my tag is clear, and I'm a Marth main from SoCal. One of the main reasons I've stuck by Marth for so long is his playstyle and how much I resonate with it. Of all the swordsmen, his sword feels the sharpest and the most like a sword to me. If he wasn't in the game, I'm not entirely sure I'd be as interested in playing Smash, if at all. One of the main things I find unique about my own Marth is how I like to implement movement. I really enjoy watching replays and being able to tell my Marth apart from others, even without the tags, because of how I like to implement dash walks, pivot walks.
Hello everyone, my name is fr0st, and I am from Alaska. Personally, I've stuck with Marth for so long just because out of all of the sorties, their game plan being similar, I think Marth's is the most interesting to me, and out of any characters in Ultimate, he's the most enjoyable for me on just a general scale. No one really gets to have as many options as he does, while still having so many straight positives. You know, Croy has very similar advantage state, but they're lacking in range and ability off stage. Lucina has the same general moveset, but she doesn't get the ability to switch between sours and tippers and using which one you want. So he gets a very unique gameplay style while not actually having anything in his own that's too complicated. I would say if anything separates my Marth from anyone else, it's pretty much going to be shield pressure. There's no one else that really plays that weighted game of rock, paper, scissors to such a surgical precision that I do. Atsi, while he goes for a lot of shield breaks, in terms of actual just pressure and making people feel like they're just going to do a bad option, I don't think there's anyone else that's really close to me when it comes to that.
Hey, I'm fr0st_Nimbus, and I'm a Marth main currently based out of North Carolina. You can call me fr0st or Nimbus for short. I have been maining Marth for a very long time. The first time I even played Marth was back in Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I was just a casual player then. I just played for fun with items or whatever. I really didn't pick up Marth for learning as a character until I would say Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That was when I decided, hey, Marth is the character for me. And I've stayed that way even throughout all the games since. I play Marth in Ultimate now, and I just have so much love and respect for this character, and he's really fun. I couldn't imagine maining anyone else. So, I play Marth a bit defensive and aggressively, so my playstyle is a bit mixed. I will look for opportunities to be aggressive when I'm trying to defend myself. Sometimes I'll maintain a safe space and I may use a shield breaker. If I'm playing against a character that has grabbable items, I'm usually try to make sure I grab that item and use it as if it was a part of Marth's toolkit.
So I go by the tag 13. It's spelled XIII. People call me She, Chi, but yeah, I usually go by 13, prefer that. And I'm from Northern Jersey. So the first question, why I've stuck with Marth for so long? Well, I've made Marth since Smash 4, and I really like feeling rewarded for being able to hit tipper on the opponent, you know, well spacing, just generally good solid gameplay. And that stayed true even in Ultimate. Although Marth isn't as good of a character as he was in Smash 4, it's harder to space with the faster pace of the game. I still think he's a solid top tier and totally viable. If he wasn't in the game, I probably would main Lucina, Wolf, or Joker, but since he is in the game, I'm, stuck with him. And the second question, what makes my Marth different from others? Well, I don't think I'm particularly unique in the way I play Marth. People say I play more patient than most Marths they've seen. If I had to choose one thing, I would say I'm more consistent with getting the tipper of Dancing Blade's forward hit than most other Marths. I use that pretty often to get my kill at early percents. But yeah, that's the one thing I think stands out to me when I try to think of what makes my Marth different.
The thing I love about Marth in this game is that he has more than one way to play him. You can play him aggressively, you can play him defensively, or you can play passive-aggressively. I mostly play passive-aggressively, mainly just swing whenever I feel like I have to. But the thing that sets me apart from the other Marths is that I take advantage of wave bounces for Dancing Blade, and I actually use wave dashes as a mix-up. And it's actually really good. So I guess I'm on the more technical side, but...
Hello, my name is Lyndon, and I'm a Marth main hailing from Utah. I've stuck by Marth for this long because he's the first character I really play competitively, and he personally fits me really well. I picked him up in 2014 with Smash Bros. Release when a friend showed me Marth as his main at the time. I've been kind of on and off with solo maining him in Smash Ultimate, but Marth feels very comfortable to me. I really like how he feels in terms of mobility and range, and tippers give an adrenaline hit that I can't find with other characters, honestly. I think my Marth is unique in a reactive playstyle and whiff punishing in neutral. I can react to what my opponent does pretty easily, and I can come up with some sort of muscle memory punish for it. I'm usually very good at whiff punishing moves that my opponent just throws out in neutral, and I can space myself pretty well to set up for any corner pressure or a kill confirm. I personally really think that Marth can reward any type of player that puts in the time and effort required, as long as they're patient with both themselves as a player and Marth as a character despite any potential setback that they might encounter.
The reason why I stuck by Marth is because he's always been my favorite character since Melee, and I've always watched Liquid Ken. His Marth inspired me to keep playing Marth. I like the way Marth moves, his tippers, the tech chases he can get, and his juggles. What makes my Marth different from other Marths is I know when to be offensive and defensive. I can switch between the two at any moment, and I'm able to hit tipper F smash a lot more than certain other Marths. And I'm also good at edge guarding and things of that stuff.
A big reason for why I want to stick with Marth in Ultimate is because I feel he's really fun, and I feel like there's still a lot of untapped potential that this character still has. And what makes my Marth different from other Marths is how I use Dancing Blade 1 to stall my recovery, and how I do all these free form combos like the Nair to S smash, the Sour Dare to S smash, etc. I'm from the southeastern part of the United States, and I go by Nightmare.
So Gamer John would rather send a message, so I'm gonna do voiceover for him. Just pretend I'm Gamer John. Marth always interested me ever since I saw him in Subspace during Brawl, but never really got around to picking him up or anything around that topic. Around the end of Smash 4, I tried him for a bit, but never knew he had tippers, so I got confused as why my kill power was so mixed. So I decided to play Robin instead until Ultimate. When Ultimate came out, I went to Adventure Mode after a singular match to play the game. Then afterwards, I went and got Marth since he was really early in the game. I used him throughout World of Light and 100% of the game with him on hard. After all of that, it was just casual fun online with friends until I heard the news about Lucina being better than Marth over the tipper mechanic. I was down for a bit. Eventually I tried Lucina, but I had no fun, so I went back. Marth has been my main ever since, and I co-mained them until the patch came out, and then I dropped Joker and co-mained Marth with Hero out of my love for Dragon Quest. And for my Marth being different from others, I really don't know. The crew I joined said I had really good advantage state and good tech knowledge, but that's all because of you guys. So honestly, that pretty much sums me up. Thanks, Gamer John. And thanks for being a homie.
Hello everybody, I'm Omega, and I am part of the Indiana Smash scene in the United States. I have been solo maining Marth since early January of 2019, so basically the beginning of Ultimate. X has asked me a couple of questions and I'd love to answer. The first being, why have I stuck to Marth all this time? To be honest with you, he has fit me like no other character has, even Lucina for that matter. What I love about Marth is that he can do a lot of stuff and still stay pretty safe. The only bad thing about him really is that he has a meh disadvantage, but that shouldn't really matter because of how safe he is in most cases. X's second question is, how am I different from other Marth mains? To be honest, I really don't know how I'm different from other Marth mains. I'm learning every day, and I'm getting better every day. In this point of time, I'm trying to find out who I am as a player and what I am known for. There is one thing that I really love doing, and that is forcing platform tech chases. Whether if it's a sour up air into a tech chase tipper F smash, or a dancing blade up 4 into an F smash, I really love doing it. I'm trying to get better at it so I can implement it a lot in my game plan. I'd love to thank X for asking me these questions, and thank you to everybody who's watching this video. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.
So the reason why I stuck with Marth is simple because his tippers are feeling amazing and so satisfying, and this character is more skill based and you have to work to get the tippers, and you can kill so early with him. And yeah, my playstyle is kinda like with more caution, what kinda opening I can find against my opponent, getting into my opponent's head with all the shield breaking stuff, the side B dancing blade, and I love Marth. I love him.